Tonight, we start with breaking news. Fire crews in Grand Rapids are battling a fire on the city's south side. Breaking news update here in Grand Rapids. The judge has declared a mistrial in the trial of Christopher Schur. This coming after the jury once again not being able to come to a unanimous vote. I don't know if you just heard the crowd cheering. It's because Fox is reporting that Texas has been called. The crowd has been really active every time a Republican has been called for their race. Somehow, some way, this woman is only walking away with cuts and bruises. But before we get to her story, I want to show you what happened to her house. Just take a look right here. This is the foundation. Because experience this with this team has just been incredible. You've seen George, you've seen Sam, all the reporters out in the field, even our team being outside in the parking lot. Like it really has been awesome. I know every person out there is like, I want my street plowed right now, but that's not the case. Talk about like what we can expect when we could see road crews. I'm here at Hope College where a makeshift memorial continues to grow by the day for Jennifer Kasunik. 13 on your side, political reporter Josh Albertus joins us live from downtown near the Van Andel Arena where former President Donald Trump is expected to hold his last rally. Josh, this isn't the first time this has happened. Breaking news update here in Grand Rapids. The judge has declared a mistrial in the trial of Christopher Schur. This coming after the jury once again not being able to come to a unanimous vote on what happened. You can see people now leaving the courtroom. This is breaking news. We just found this out. You can see our camera is actually moving, hoping to see where they're able to go. But again, a lot of things could happen after this. For people who are watching, we've been talking about a mistrial was one of the options that could have been an option for this trial and how it would end. And this doesn't mean that this case is necessarily over. Prosecutor Becker could ask for a retrial, and this whole trial could happen all over once again. Let's bring in Callie Lichter. Callie, this is breaking news. Kind of tell us, walk us through what just happened. Both sides had little reaction to today's decision. 13 on your side, Riley Mack was inside the courtroom when the mistrial was declared. She joins us live with that part of our coverage. Riley, what was it like inside there? And ladies, I have to ask, what was the reaction when people outside heard that this was a mistrial? Were there anyone out there that showed any emotion to hearing the decision in this case? A lot of people were curious as to what was going to happen if the jury continued to be in a deadlock. Obviously, earlier in the week, we saw them come back and say they couldn't make a unanimous decision. All jurors have to be on the same page. And so the question turned from whether or not they were going to get a verdict, but also what would happen if they were to come back deadlock and if the judge would continue to ask them to deliberate. As we've spoken before, the judge, there's no limit as to how many times the judge can ask a jury to deliberate. Andrew, I want to bring you back in. You were talking about it could take a couple days before Prosecutor Becker does decide to ask the juror questions. Can you give us anything in regards to a timeline if he does decide on a trial? We waited 3 years for this trial. Should people now sit and wait can they expect to wait another 3 years? Could it happen in a year? Kind of what is your experience with a trial being retried again?
Evening News starts now.
It is now 4 months since 15-year-old Amelia Penn was shot and killed playing football with friends on Grand Rapids Southeast Side. There are still no suspects or arrests.
13 Your Side's Lauren Baker spoke with his father today. And Lauren, how is his father continuing his legacy?
Well, Juliet and Elena, Corey Penn says he's doing that by growing his memorial and keeping his name alive.
It hurts. It hurts to have to do this.
This empty lot that sits on Umatilla Street.
I shouldn't be doing this. My son should still be here.
Is a decorated yet painful reminder of the life of Amelia Penn. His father, Corey Penn, started this memorial by marking the place his child was found dead back in June with this white picket fence.
I can't really describe how it feels to visit a memorial and have to maintain it for your 15-year-old child that was murdered.
He says he comes often to visit, and he's not alone.
For every one of these lights that someone donated or brought, anything that's over here, bears, balloons, it just displays how much love people have.
It's a type of love that's encouraged him to grow and maintain his son's memorial.
For me, the idea was just to give my son his flowers.
With an arch signifying who he says his son was.
That's why I got the flowers, give him his flowers. Basketball, he loved basketball. Butterflies, we believe that our son is still here in spirit.
So far, Penn says his son's case remains unsolved as no arrests have been made. But instead of giving into sadness and fear,
It's therapy for me as well to, remember all the good times and things like that.
Penn says he remains positive by growing this memorial. Talking positively about his son's life
He could light up the whole room.
and relying on his faith that one day his son's killer will be found.
Justice. That's what tomorrow looks like, because that's where my mind is set on, is tomorrow's going to be the day. And if it's not tomorrow, then it'll be the next day.